Hello again. I have a suspicion that there can be few children in either this country or the United States who have not been thoroughly indoctrinated into the view that white people shoulder a collective guilt for the transatlantic slave trade and that as a result we owe something to black people living in our countries. I make no comment on whether this viewpoint is right or wrong, merely that it is pretty much a standard narrative which appears in schools. Black History Month means that each year this particular version of the past is drummed into our children relentlessly, and there's no room for any alternative opinion, such as the possible benefits of colonialism and empire. Prince Charles, who is of course a notorious crank, is now calling for an organisation to be set up which will enshrine this approach to history forever and ensure that children are even more remorselessly subjected to this single and biased account of a difficult historical period. According to the papers this morning, the Prince is in contact with a range of experts and world leaders on the subject and hopes that a charitable organisation will take on the mantle in order to better educate and inform, as well as to create a mechanism for remembering such an integral part of British history. I take it that this is a coded reference to a post for David Olusoga in some new quango for which he will later be awarded a knighthood. I wonder if Prince Charles really and genuinely does not know the extent to which children in British schools are already told repeatedly how wicked their white ancestors were and the way that we must all try and make amends today by being extra nice to black people and perhaps handing over vast amounts of taxpayers' money to the countries of the Caribbean as reparation. What? You didn't know what all this was really about? People use a variety of euphemisms when they're after money. They seek compensation, or perhaps they say their project requires more resources. In the case of the Caribbean, the word is reparations, and you're going to be hearing it a lot soon. Britain's economy is already falling to pieces, largely because of the COVID business, but now we are being called upon to shell out billions of pounds to countries like Jamaica to make up for the slave trade. Prince Charles is paving the way for this kind of thing, with the speech he made in Rwanda about slavery. As usual, I give a link in the description to this video. By the by, he has also commissioned a series of portraits of black people to raise awareness of the Windrush generation and mark their tremendous impact on the UK. It's true that immigration from the Caribbean has had a tremendous impact on this country. I don't think anybody would deny that for a moment. I suppose the question is, though, whether this impact should be celebrated or not, and if in fact whether on balance it was a positive impact, a good thing for Britain. One of the Prince's aides said that he was looking for opportunities to highlight and celebrate diversity in both the UK and the Commonwealth. Again, that desire to celebrate diversity for its own sake, without questioning whether it's a good thing or bad. One could argue either case, but we know today that nobody really wishes to hear any counter-arguments.